Hello again, I am Allegra and welcome to video number 2 of Budgeting with Allegra, where I want to take the ideas we explored in video number 1 on that whiteboard over there and map them into the YNAB software. Now, I mentioned yesterday, YNAB is an approach to how we work with our money, and it's built around 4 rules. Rule number 1 is give every dollar a job. Rule number 2 is embrace your true expenses. So it's not just about what you're buying this week or this month, but throughout the year and ahead. Rule number 3 is to roll with the punches. And rule number 4 is to age your money, which just means you're trying to increase the time between when you earn a dollar and when you spend that dollar. So yesterday, in video number 1, we talked about this idea of an envelope system, and YNAB is a digital envelope system. Now, I want to make clear really quick that you can YNAB without using the software. The approach existed before the app did. I just personally have been using the YNAB software for over 15 years, and I find it makes it very easy to bring all of these concepts to life. So I invite you to give it a shot. You can use YNAB for free for 30 days, and if you do anything as a result of this video, I hope you will play around, that you'll take some of the examples I'm going to share and you experiment with it on your own. There are 2 links below. One is an affiliate link, one is a non-affiliate link. I don't care which one you pick. Just give it a shot. Create an account, see what happens, and I think that you will find it as insightful as I have, especially if you want to increase your financial literacy and confidence and feel like you're not avoiding your money, but getting to know it in a really cool and creative way. So let me go ahead and show you what happens. Once you set up your YNAB account, you are going to see it's going to lead you through some onboarding steps, but ultimately you are going to be looking at your very first budget template. The key pieces of this template are this main window here. These are your categories. Now, YNAB gives you some default categories or envelopes, but you can rename them. It's very easy to rename a category. You simply click on it and you can change its name. You can add a little emoji if you'd like. Some people love to put emojis on their envelope names. So you can go through, you can rename categories, you can delete categories. So if there are default categories that you don't want, you can get rid of them. You can add new categories. These fields in gray, these are considered category groups. So these are similar envelopes that are stacked together, and you can change these as well. So maybe you don't like bills, you want to go, again, the example I shared in video 1, maybe you want to group together your weekly spending envelopes and your monthly spending envelopes. You get to change these again to your preferences and circumstances. You can add new categories here. So perhaps you want a weekly category for dining out. You can add that envelope into this group. So I'm going to go ahead and pause really quick and clean this up just for the sake of offering you a nice simple example. I'll be right back. All right, so I have gone ahead and simplified my categories. Again, these reflect what we talked about in video number 1, but yours could look entirely different. So I have weekly spending envelopes, I have my monthly spending envelopes, I have annual spending envelopes. Annual is great. I love to set a little bit of money aside every month for things like holidays and summer camps, because then when I get to that moment that I need to spend it, I have a category or an envelope full of money ready to spend that I can really use guilt-free, because I know that I have taken care of the other parts of what I call my financial ecosystem. Those expected but not sure when, so a vet if you have an animal, car repairs, an emergency fund, people oftentimes like to fund, and some big wishes. I'd like to maybe go on a big vacation or invest in a new computer at some point. So the first thing I encourage you to do is play with all of this. Play with your categories. Now, if you click each category, you will see that an information panel opens up on the right-hand side. We're not going to go over all those details now, but I just want to give you a little bit of a teaser that YNAB offers a lot of amazing features for your budget, including targets, which we're going to go over in another video, some easy ways to auto-assign and fund all of your envelopes. It's really awesome. And keep track of your spending as well. All right, over on the left-hand side, this is where you're going to add your accounts. And the way that you do that is to simply add an account. I'm going to keep things very simple for the sake of this video. I'm just going to add one checking account. You might have multiple accounts, you might have a savings account, but for the sake of keeping things tidy, we're going to start with a single account. And you have an option here to either link or unlink your accounts. Now, budgeting purists, and way back before there was auto import, everything was unlinked. You had to enter things manually. That is the closest you can get to this truly being an envelope system, because you have to check it every single time and add your transactions by hand. That is totally an option. You can also link your accounts. I personally choose to link my accounts because I like those transactions to be automatically imported. I check it every single day and it just shaves off a little bit of time, but you can choose your preference. Again, for today, I'm just going to choose an unlinked account. I'm going to give it a nickname. I'm going to call it my checking account. It is a checking account type, and I'm going to assume I have $1,000 in that checking account. So I've got my envelopes over here in my budget, and now I have my checking account, which has $1,000 ready to assign. And you're going to see that, again, by heading back to your budget, you will see that up on top, you now have $1,000 that's ready to assign, because that is what you currently have in your checking account. And it's really important to just remind you, we are not assigning dollars we don't have yet. We are not assigning dollars we don't have yet. We can only give jobs to the dollars that exist today. So the question I want you to ask yourself before you start putting this into the envelopes is, what do you need this money to do before you get paid again? Whether it's a paycheck or a source of support or Social Security, you really need to kind of zoom out a little bit and say, what do I need this $1,000 to do before the next money comes in and is ready to assign? So if you're starting YNAB today and you paid your mortgage yesterday, you might not need to assign any of this to your mortgage envelope, because you know you have another paycheck coming in and that's where your mortgage is going to come from. Again, this is going to be very personalized, but you're just playing right now. We're just assigning dollars. You're not spending any of it. So take your best guess and start putting some money in some envelopes. So I'm going to put, let's say, before my next paycheck comes in, I need $250 for my groceries. I'm probably going to fill up my gas again. I know I'm going out with some friends later this week, so I want some money for dining out. Netflix, I know, is coming up soon, so I better put some money in that envelope. My mortgage I already paid, let's say. My cell phone is already covered for this month, so I'm going to hold off until my next paycheck comes in. I do want to set a little bit of money aside for the holidays, just so I have that ready to go and I don't take a big hit in December. Similarly, summer camp, it's like always a surprise, and this year I don't want it to be a surprise, so I'm going to start putting money in that envelope now. Wow, I still have $385. That's fun. All right, well, I know I'm due for a vet visit and we have a lot of vaccinations, so I'm actually going to go generous with the vet because that could be a higher bill. $185. Okay, I'm going to put 85 towards my car because I've been sensing some squeakiness in the wheels, in the brakes. So I know that's coming up soon. And $100. All right, I'm going to put, let's say, 25 towards my big vacation and 25 towards a new computer. And I think I'd like to put this $50 in an emergency fund. Again, we can talk about those numbers in another video. I'm going to share with you how to know what to put in each envelope. But for now, I just wanted to see it modeled here. You will notice that now we have assigned these dollars. This assigned column just shows what money you have put in the envelopes this month. And this available column shows you what is available in the envelope right now. They are equal because we just filled the envelopes. But if we jump forward to September, I want you to notice that there is no money assigned in September because it's not September yet. And the money in the envelopes has rolled over. Anything that remains in an envelope or in a category at the end of one month is going to roll over into the next. So that's really cool. When you go out and you're going to buy groceries, what you want to do is make sure that you check your envelope first. You can use the app on your phone if you'd like. I am using the desktop version here, but you can download the phone app. It's particularly useful when you're out and about and you want to check all of your categories before you spend anything. And you can just take a look. Do I have the money in the category to make this purchase right now? One other thing I want to show you really quick is what it looks like when a transaction goes through. So I'm going to go back to August. Let's say that this evening I go out and I buy some groceries. Now, again, my accounts are linked, but if you want to add it manually so you can see it immediately, you simply click Add Transaction Here's the date. The payee is who's taking my money, which let's say I go to the grocery store, Ralph's. The category is going to be groceries, and let's say I spend $50. That's going to be the outflow. I click save. You will notice that the balance of my checking account went down by $50. And if I go back over to my grocery budget, you will see there's $50 in activity here. Activity shows the spending in that particular category. If you click on this number, you'll actually see the history of the activity in that category for the month. So I assigned $250, I spent $50, and now I have $200 remaining. The final thing that I want to show you before we finish for today is how easy it is to move things between envelopes. So let's say that your best friend's birthday is coming up and you decide to surprise her with a dinner out. And you look at your dining out envelope and you think $100 is pretty good, but I want to have a little bit more of a cushion so we can go to her favorite restaurant. You've got to find the money first. That's the whole goal here. We don't want to spend money that we don't have. So if you have $100 in this envelope, where are you going to find another 50? You can't find it up here because all of your money has been assigned. So what you're going to want to do is enlist rule number 3, roll with the punches, and you can move money from one category to another. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to move a little bit of money from my big vacation because I don't need this right now. It's kind of a long-term extravagance, but I do want to be able to pay for this meal. I'm going to move this $25. I'm going to move all of it actually to the dining out envelope. All right, so I got $125. Can I find $25 more dollars? You know what? I've got a pretty full tank of gas now. I probably won't need to get a full fill up before my next paycheck comes in. So I'm going to move another $25 from my gas envelope category up to my dining out. So what's happened is you can see that $25 has been removed from the gas envelope. It's been moved to the dining out envelope, and I've got a nice fund here so that my friend and I can go out without concern because I know that the money exists. Remember, if it's green and it's available, the money currently exists. And as long as you've made conscious decisions about how you want to distribute that money, you can trust that you can spend this and not impact the other places that you need to be setting aside money for. So I know I've gone over a lot. Again, this is just a very intro demo to how to get YNAB up and running. As I mentioned at the top, what I encourage you to do next is to create an account for yourself. You've got 30 free days. There's nothing to lose. Stay curious, stay creative. Perhaps go and play with your category names. Perhaps bring in one of your accounts. Maybe just start with one and practice assigning those dollars. Reminding yourself that assigning dollars does not mean that you're spending it. It's just making some decisions about the jobs that you want those dollars to do. And over the next day or two, start to notice what transactions start rolling in. You can categorize those and notice how it impacts what's available in your envelopes. I'll have more videos coming to share some of those details. In the meantime, please leave all of your questions down below. I want these to be the start of a conversation and not just me talking at you. So I am happy to answer any questions that pop up, and I will be back again soon with some more next steps. All right, see you later.